Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's morning briefing. IDF soldiers arrested 5 more suspects in the West Bank during overnight raids last night. The Shin Bet IDF border police and Israeli police all coordinated to make it happen, and they were successful in apprehending 4 suspects who are wanted for terror attacks on Israeli civilians, and the 5th is unknown at this time. Also found was a makeshift submachine gun, most likely created at an illegal weapons manufacturing plant in the West Bank. Many such factories have been found in recent months, factories that are responsible for providing the weapons in many terror attacks against security forces and civilians alike. In other news of arrests, a year-long sting across the whole of Israel has finally resolved, and 33 people, including an Israeli crime boss, have been brought in. The suspects are said to be part of an organization responsible for dealing in weapons and drugs, with the boss of the organization that operates in the north among them. The other suspects come from all over the country and even includes prisoners. Also found during the arrests were Carl Gustav rifles, an M16 submachine gun, various handguns, 200,000 shekels in cash, several vehicles, half a kilo of cocaine, and over 2.5 kilos of cannabis. According to a police statement, the organization has been dealing in drugs and combat material that, quote, directly affect the basic and personal security of the average citizen, making them the target of uncompromising police activity, end quote. A major blow has just been dealt in the fight against the international boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement against Israel, but not in the way Israel would like. The largest private sector union in Canada, UNIFOR, has just adopted one of the strongest BDS resolutions yet seen in North America. Hidden among 19 other motions written into their Solidarity for a Better World resolution package, UNIFOR slipped in a resolution titled, quote, Palestinian Self-Determination and the Movement for BDS. The resolution called to support BDS against Israel and to cease and desist any contact with Israeli companies until negotiations were underway and the settlement expansions are stopped. Shockingly, though, the resolution goes further to say it would fight all efforts to deter support for BDS. None of the other resolutions had anything to do with alleged human rights abuses. Calling the decision misguided and shameful, the CEO of the Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs said, quote, it's appalling that UNIFOR has allowed itself to be drawn into the anti-Semitic, divisive, and counterproductive BDS campaign against Israel. It suggests that UNIFOR has a complete lack of understanding of the complexities of the conflict, and BDS has been roundly rejected by all major federal political parties, end quote. In the ultimate combina, the Israeli government has just unveiled a plan to provide funding for all of the coming infrastructure projects planned between now and 2021, and that includes projects in transportation, education, welfare, environmental protection, agriculture, energy, and much, much more. The plan to accomplish the funding feat is explained by first mapping out all the programs planned for the next 4 years, totaling 147 projects to the tune of 116 billion shekels. Then the plan is to bundle them and finally split all incoming funding accordingly. The majority of the projects rest under the Transportation Ministry, and according to Prime Minister Netanyahu, they include efforts to, quote, continue bringing the periphery closer to the center for the benefit of all Israelis and building more roads, interchanges, and train tracks, end quote. It seems that whatever the fine details of the funding plan are, it's going to make our cozy country feel just a little bit cozier. The Hebrew month of ELUL has just begun, and ahead of the high holy days in Judaism like Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, it's customary to conduct a number of rituals and prayers to repent and prepare. Well, helping to both celebrate the coming of the holy month and to help integrate HAREDI soldiers into the military, ultra-Orthodox IDF soldiers just attended ceremonies at the Western Wall last week. Members of the IDF HAREDI Netzach Yehuda unit went to Jerusalem, took part in a forgiveness ceremony in Jerusalem's Great Synagogue, and said prayers and blew from the shofar, or a ram's horn. The company's commander, Captain David Tair, said, quote, our soldiers should know how to combine protecting the Jewish people and Torah learning. This is the essence of the battalion, end quote. Well, if it's in the effort of integration, I support it too. That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.